In this video, we're going over the absolute best settings to use here in Black Ops 6 after the recent update. A new event just went live. That means we have to go over the new best settings to use to drastically improve your aim, accuracy, as well as gun skill. If you are a new player, this video is for you. If you guys enjoyed, feel free, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn those post notifications, and let's get into it. As you can see, I play with an Xbox Elite controller on PC with one paddle on the back, the short paddle set up for jumping. These settings are going to work no matter what controller you're playing with, and also no matter what console you're playing on. I got you. Now for the button layout, even though I play with a controller with paddles on the back, the tactical button layout is going to be the absolute best because it's going to remap your crouch as well as your prone button to get behind cover a lot easier, as well as perform a drop shot while aimed down sight. With the Omni movement, this is going to be imperative to equip so you can be a lot more deadly at those close and medium ranges, so you can win a lot more close and mid-range gunfights, especially if you are utilizing a submachine gun or an assault rifle set up for running and gunning. I highly recommend switching to tactical button layout if you haven't already. You're going to see a world of difference. Now, what you can also see is I have adjusted my horizontal as well as my vertical stick sensitivity to 1.6. The window that I recommend playing on is within the 1.2 to 1.6 sensitivity range. This is going to be essentially a 4 and a 6-7 sensitivity. This is going to be perfect if you're trying to outgun players at close range, medium range, and especially longer ranges, because there isn't going to be as much drift and as much controller play when trying to take people out across the map, because that's where I feel most people fall short. Anybody can take somebody out at close range. It's longer range where people are struggling, and that's where you want to improve your aim, accuracy, as well as gun skill, especially if you're running a weapon that does have quite a bit of recoil. If you are struggling at long range engagements and you're playing on a sensitivity that's higher than a 1.6, I recommend going ahead and reducing it and working your way down until you find that middle ground that's going to be perfect, allowing you to be accurate and still have the ability to turn on players. With a 1.6, you can turn on players at close range. You're going to be just as agile as if you were playing on a higher sensitivity, but you're going to have that accuracy at longer ranges, and in my personal opinion, that is a massive W. Now, what you can also see here is I do have my vibration turned off. Vibration is going to be a personal preference setting. The reason that I turn off vibration is I do not want to have any play in my controller that could potentially throw off my aim and accuracy at longer ranges, and vibration can do that. So shut it off. It's going to be something that you either turn off and never turn it back on, or turn it off and maybe you like to have the vibration that gives you that more real world effect. I think a lot of us are going to like it turned off, so definitely give this a try. Now for the dead zone settings, these are what I have set. These are going to be personal preference on your own controller, so keep that in mind when trying to adjust your own personal dead zone settings. And by the way, if you need weapon leveling or camo grinding assistance, check out MMO EXP. You can use my code EARS to save 6% off your purchase. Link is at the top of the description. For the aiming tab, under sensitivity multiplier, we are going to make some adjustments which are incredibly important when trying to improve your aim, accuracy, and gun skill, especially at those longer ranges. This is going to go hand in hand with the sensitivity that I do recommend, that 1.2 to 1.6 range. As you can see here, your ADS multiplier and focusing, I have this reduced from 1.0 to 0.7. This is going to give you less stick play in your controller, so it's going to be a lot easier to take people out at longer ranges because there's going to be less drift and less ability to miss your shots. I highly recommend going ahead and doing this if you are struggling with your long range gunfight. These are going to be two settings that you're going to change and see an immediate improvement in your gameplay, so definitely go ahead and make the switch. For the aiming advanced setting, which you can see here, what you want to do is make sure that your ADS sensitivity transition timing is set to instant. if you do not set this to instant, there is going to be a very annoying delay, and I feel like a lot of people sleep on this setting. If you do not go ahead and swap this, you're going to be very frustrated, especially when you're trying to run and gun or quickly take somebody out, you know, if you are in a close range engagement. So make sure you guys swap this to instant. I believe default it's on gradual, so make sure you guys make this change. Everything else here is going to be the same. My aim assist response curve type is going to be on standard. I do recommend going ahead and playing on standard so everything is streamlined. Here in Black Ops 6, standard, in my personal opinion, is going to be the best and easiest to outgun players at those medium and longer ranges. I used to go ahead and play on linear in Modern Warfare 3, but after going ahead and playing Black Ops 6 for 6+ months, I can confirm that standard is going to give you that more sticky feel when trying to take somebody out at those longer ranges. And I think it just plays out a lot better in this game, which is the fact that time to kill is longer. So make sure you guys go ahead and swap over to standard so you can have everything feel how it should here in this Call of Duty. Now, everything else is going to be the same. I've not made any other adjustments under the aiming section. For the movement section, what you want to do is have tactical sprint assist turned on. I personally like to go ahead and have tactical sprint assist turned on just so you can get around the map a lot easier. I personally believe it's going to be better if you're trying to run and gun. It's one less, you know, button you have to press on your controller, which is also going to be prolonging your controller's health, which is definitely a good thing. But once you go ahead and select this, you want to have your sprint assist delay set to 0. It's very important you do this so there is 0 delay, because delay is what we do not want to have happen here in multiplayer. That's how you get outgunned. So make sure you guys go ahead and adjust this accordingly when you are running the tactical sprint assist turned on. Even if you don't have it turned on, I recommend going ahead and putting this to 0. Now, my mantle assist is turned off, crouch assist is turned off, as well as corner slice is turned off, and my slide dive behavior is going to be set to hybrid. The reason I go ahead and set these settings the way I do is because I want to have full control of what my player is doing. With the Omni movement, sometimes you can accidentally mantle over things. You can do a movement that you did not want to do, you know, originally, and that can get you killed in a gunfight. That's exactly why I have this set the way it is, so I'm not accidentally diving or sliding or mantling something that I did not want to mantle and lose a gunfight. Because imagine being like on a 28 or a 29 streak, and you know there's some type of cover and you actually mantle it while shooting somebody, they didn't die, and they take you out because you came out of aim down sight. That would be incredibly annoying. Ask me how I know, and that's exactly why I have my settings set up the way they are. Everything else here is going to be the same. I've not made any other adjustments under the movement tab. Combat, as you can see here, what I have done under combat is my plate behavior is going to be set to apply all. That's if I do go ahead and play Warzone. My C4 detonation activation is going to be set to 1 by 1, just so I don't have to throw both C4s to actually go ahead and detonate them. And everything else here is going to be the same. I've not made any other adjustments under the combat tab because all of these are going to be good to go by default. Now, for the graphic settings, we're going to jump right to the view tab because this is where things need to be adjusted. Motion reduction preset, I have this turned off. Arachnophobia mode, I also have this turned off. Your FOV, I recommend playing within that 100 to 120 FOV range. This is going to be giving you not only a bigger picture, but when you go ahead and couple this with the affected ADS field of view, it's going to mirror whatever FOV you are running. So if you have an iron sight or an optic, that's going to be shown in that 100 to 100 FOV range, which is going to be allowing you to control recoil a lot easier here in Black Ops 6. And that is how a lot of players might make it seem like they have no recoil or they're running a Cronus or some type of cheat, is because they're running on a 100 to 120 FOV with the affected ADS field of view. This is going to be a setting that you're going to change and see an immediate improvement in your gameplay, but I highly recommend going ahead and making the switch as of right now. You are not going to regret it. Everything else here is going to be the same. I've not made any other adjustments, but you definitely want to go ahead and turn off your world motion blur as well as weapon motion blur, so there isn't going to be a ridiculous grainy haze over your game, making it difficult to see people. in dark corners or in corners in general. So make sure you guys go ahead and turn these off. In your first person camera movement, I have this set to 50%. There's a lot of explosives that go off here in Black Ops 6, especially if you're playing on a small to medium sized map. And if you have it at 50%, there's going to be less screen shake, so things are going to be a lot easier to understand what's going on. So that's exactly why I have this set to 50%. But everything else here is going to be the same. I have my inverted flashbang turned on because flashbangs are annoying, and this is going to be letting you actually figure out what's going on after you get flashbang. So make sure you guys go ahead and make these changes under the graphics settings. Now for the audio settings, they don't call me ears for nothing. For master game volume, I have this set to 100%, but for the gameplay, I have this reduced to 30. It's incredibly loud, especially when you are trying to listen to what's going on. So make sure you guys have the music turned down to 30%. Now, what you do want to go ahead and switch to is for your audio mix, headphones bass boost is going to be incredibly important. It's going to allow you to hear footsteps and gunfire a lot easier. And if you do have a headset, I have Astro A40TRs, but if you have a headset you've bought within the last 7 years, this is going to be a huge improvement, so you can actually pinpoint and figure out people are at on the map without the use of a UAV. I highly recommend playing on headphones bass boost. Everything else here is going to be the same. I've not made any other adjustments under the audio setting. For voice chat, I do have push to talk enabled, obviously because I make videos, and how annoying would it be if I was commentating or just going crazy on the mic and annoying everybody else. That's exactly why I have push to talk enabled. But for the audio settings, there isn't too much you need to adjust, but the things you do have to adjust are going to be making a world of difference in your gameplay. And finally, for the interface settings, the only thing I recommend going ahead and adjusting is switching your mini-map shape to square. It's round by default, but square is going to be giving you a bigger picture, allowing you to see more of the mini-map, and it's also going to be easier to read and interpret where enemies are at, and also see the red dots. So make sure you guys go ahead and make the switch. Everything else here, I wouldn't recommend going ahead and adjusting because it isn't as important. These are going to be the absolute best settings to run here in Black Ops 6 Season 3 after the recent update. Make sure you guys adjust your sensitivity. I recommend playing on that 1.2 to 1.6 range so you can fine-tune your aim, accuracy, and gun skill, and hopefully improve your KD or drop your first nuke. If that sounds good and this video does help you out, feel free, drop a like on the vid, subscribe to the channel, turn those post notifications, been your boy Ears, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.